Good morning. Good morning to all of you people watching right now. Ibrahim Tran. Ibrahim Edimbar, Ibrahim. UDP TV and Media. Thank you, brother. Good morning. Guys, today is our show, yeah. Inshallah, I will be bringing you here based on weekly shows. We will be talking about youth issues, youth affairs in the Gambia. Musa, thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, Milbebe Forum Okono, Mbalu Be Kontona, Milbebe Nying, Fenko Jubekang, live video Jubekang in UDP TV and Media, Mbalu Be Kontona, Al Tolu Nalu Konton Dimala, Al Nali Badi Malam, Allah brother Yahya Sonko, Nyomi Berending Komin Pesabatiring, Jamani Banko Kang, Benny Tembo Mina, Jamalia Long, Jang ka mamang funding ke la Carola, Gambia funding ke lu milialon ko ebe pantala banko lukang, ning Forunyado bege Mosafo, Germany banko kang, Italy banko kang, and in some of the European countries. Alhamdulillah, manke moti mi alon ko isafo ko professionally nganying karanne be ngaku jamal minke bari alaye ala hadamadin aka moso kulela ala fana yen tolru nyaati ndindi nyin kusifa lela ning anata funding ke la kola funding ke la taranya funding ke sabati nya tubabdu banko kan ka londo di nyola ka ideal di nyola kan na experience all share nga hakilindi ngomin soto kuolu kono ning mbading gambenulu of course even other nationalities ka share katandila ko sabati nyatu babdu bankolu kan ning anata migration karola mose kenoten ne se kenoten nawo kata kuolu kono alaye nyaro jendi ku jamalula alaye nimmo kende jamalu na kuolu ndinyo kono alaye mbulandi kafu jamalu kono, in other words associations and NGOs, alaye samba karambunda dol fanan na miyalonko se ku jamalu karanno nanata funding ke la taranyato funding ke la empowerment ila development o jamanu saba enviklo ila development o Kenya kake Gambia noti alayen hargeni kundingol minna nyin hakilindingol minna nyin london dingo minna anin nyin development dingo min ngasoto alhamdulillah na nyin na nyin watu sutindin kono to babdu banko kan mfanan ka o hakilindingo o idea ndingo o knowledge nding ka wole mutan ning nyong hadam nyong gambenol ka share and of course other nationalities. So being alone how paramount, how important funding kill ninata youth soul banko kan ila kumaya be nyadile be fana ngajele nunto funding kelu ninko funding kelu youth soul in that country called the Gambia ibe nunje nyadile aning sainte be nyadile je ninata youth empowerment la Carola. Of course, to make it categorically clear, anybody watching this or anybody will be watching this, I'll back you on UDP TV and media letter Benin Tembo Minda. And of course, it is clear, categorically clear, UDP and TV media is a political platform for United Democratic Party, which I am a member of. But Ningnata UDP Ninnata funding kella empowerment Carola. Here now we are talking about the Gambia. Regardless, imari be political party jamalto, ibe region jamaleto, ibe religion jamale fananto. Minku maya ta wolem ko Gambia funding kella nyatota ntolu se mune kachanoje se mu ideale di nyolaje se nyo semben tundiano nyadi lew o Carola. So ning ayatara imari fang momoronde benyin jubela being in any other political party, you are welcome to be part of it. You are welcome to share it. You are welcome to listen, and of course you are even welcome to criticize. We learn from each other and then we will move ahead, inshallah. Basically today be Beminkela drong wolem to introduce this dialogue with the youths. Nying dialogue, what does it means? Mpe mune keno la je, mune benaje, mumole benaje, mun diamsi fale bekela je. So the mela bakabi is just to introduce the dialogue talk to the audience of UDP TV and media. Basically, ninying idea natan coming after nyamin kan idea lo ninna experience lo knowledge about youths nana funding ke la Carola. So we approach United Democratic Party Lanying platform UDP TV and media crew, and I will say thank you to all of them to welcome this show and to give me their support. So basically, we will be bringing in this platform Mbemolu Sambalana experts ning inata funding ke la Carola, funding ke la development or Carola, funding ke la empowerment or Carola, Gambian expert and even other experts from other countries, international experts. We wish to bring them here to discuss about youth, to discuss about Gambia migration, internal and external migration. What can we do in order to help, in order to remedy the disadvantage illegal migration cause in the Gambia? What can we do as Gambians? What can we do as activists? What can we do as politicians to give more empowerment towards migration or advantage? Because migration or ninata migration or either this illegal migration or even migration has a whole. I advantage totally, I disadvantage totally. As a country, as youths, as advocates, as politicians, we have to look at ninko ala migration or disadvantage. How can we, as politicians, as a political party, as youths, as advocates, advantage ala disadvantage illegal migration or migration as a disadvantage in order to try to make it better? The ideas and knowledge will be welcome, and these are some of the things that we will be discussing here. Ninata ala advantage fanang migration or even this illegal migration, some will call it back way. it really I advantage jamale soto. I changes jamale samana in Gambia, in societies, in our communities, in our families, individual lives. Even in Europe, I advantage dealer. They never bring such in advantage. Some of their medias are not bringing this advantage side of migration. What migrants from Africa, West Africa, in Europe. But I advantage in Europe and of course even in our country. I think the advantage of this migration more in Gambia. So but in order to highlight it, to bring facts about these things, we will discuss this in our coming talk shows. Kujamal discuss like issues also. And also, we will even bring officials in the Gambia whereby nibe tara nyinko kachakang. Funding kelu ndola jeroto, funding kelu nasi, funding kela nyatota muna nasindi, muna mutako, muna ba mutakang. Ninata in Western world, those living in Europe and America, Asia, aliajele, woto ninata in terms of youth empowerment, funding ke la nyato tabe je nyadile, nyimbantala bankolka in diaspora. Wolu mantulung ila funding kela. Imantulung ila funding ke la nyantola, imantulung ila funding ke la development ola, imantulung ila funding ke la nyato tala. So nga miracle ndolfana na banko na the only country that we have, the Gambia, na funding ke la nyato ta ila development nyanda kake concerned nyanda kake kule de miyalon ko Gambia dingolu manyan na katara deri nga kuala nyanda kake kule de miyalon ko Gambia dingolu nyanda ka ideal ways forward ka share. So in our this coming shows, inshallah nyille bekela quality kuja maluti cool konombe milu kachal. Funding ke niajube same thing, funding ke lucia bat dunia kono. If you look at it statistical, according to UN statistic, United Nations statistic, this 2020 more than 1.9 billion youth population will be caring. And out of that billions of youth population, they said 60% of it is from Asia. About 20% of it is from Africa. And even when you look at the Gambia itself, Gambia as a country, our government, our technocrats are telling us, our leaders are telling us, 40% of that population, our Gambian population, remember we have just less than 2 million of people. So if they are telling us 40% of that population are youth, that is a huge number. What are we doing as a country in order to see 40% of our population, they are being taken care of? What are we doing as politicians, as a political party, as advocates, as activists, that this huge number of youth midbenda bankokang mbela mba put into a good position? Are we trying to look into ways and means to empower this huge number within our population? Banku nyinduni yankono ala nyatota ala stability, peace and stability akatalaring banku fonike le bulokon. So in order to do this, in order to help ourselves as a country, in order to maintain peace in that country, in order to see rapid development in that country called the Gambia, we need to focus on the development of our youths. In Gambia, it is sad, but we have to say it. Funding la development or carola. There are a lot of things. In Gambia, youth the voice of the youth are lacking. in the whole country, near Gambia Fongojube, as a country, you can count youth advocates, you can count youth who me along. These are the people more coming to point out. We even know them. Karining. Wolle ka youth whole fasa, wolle ka youth lokumofo. And we are saying, in order for our country to develop, youths need a part to play. So, but yet still, youth soul, in order to develop them, in order to develop that country, you have very few people, many they are participating, they are contributing ning another youth soul development or Carola. And not only that, in the Gambia, there are a lot of things that are lacking. This is a country whereby even the political nature of that country is not favorable for we the youths. We have seen it over and over in the era of the former the Second Republic. If you are a youth who is in other political party or in opposition party, more likely you don't have opportunities in that country. You don't have opportunities in the government. You are not given scholarship. You are not given a lot of things in those days. Are we going to sit as youths? I am not talking about politics, but here are we going to sit as youths to sit to read that what trend you continue from Jammeh era to Barrow era and to next government. When you look at other countries, specifically in Western countries, Neje Jube, youth soul, regardless of a political party Jamale support, regardless of a group Jamale con, regardless of whatsoever they associate themselves with, Nanatela empowerment, no office will turn them down, no official will turn them down, no politician will even go against them. But in our country, the Gambia, Jammeh time, if you are UDP or you are NRP or you are PDOIS, most likely, Ibuka consider ning another empowerment, and we are seeing the same trend. Will be continuing in the Gambia, and we have to speak. We have to talk about this. We need to make so Nyinkusi Vale stop na Bangkok. Being a UDP government, being a APRC government, being a Barrow government, being whatsoever, Nimman Sakunda Sita, it has to, you should not see youths has coming, youth scarlet about a political party kernel. So he or she taking benefit card or he or she will not be employed or will not be given chance, will not be empowered. No. Ni okay buka o yuto fa ikela banko na nyato tale fa. The youths of the Gambia, ipata battle. The past 22 years, you either be a green youth or you either be associated with APRC groups or whatsoever, or it's a developer or it's empowerer. We all hear it in TRRC, in Jane Commission, how some of these groups that are associated with the former regime, APRC, Empower Nyami, that shows to you how youth empowerment put into one side. And if we are not careful, issues like this will continue from one government to another, from one government to another. We as politicians, we as youths, we as advocates, we should make soko kajeko issues nang anata funding ke la karola. They should not be seen as politicians. They should not be seen as people associated with other political parties or oppositions. But in government yanta kamenje, sector soul, our technocrats or our employers, What they should see is these are youths and they are the future of our nation. They should be given chance. Put aside their political affiliations, their political color, whatsoever. They should be part and parcel of politics. Youths should be part and parcel of politics. Issues like to try to turn them down, not to have jobs, not to have opportunities, not to be empowered. All those things the then regime was doing that basically, Kajeko youths will not associate themselves with politicians. So if the same trend is continuing right now, it's the same thing. You are disturbing us and you are keeping us away from our rights as humans, as youths. That's our rights to associate ourselves with any association, with any organization, with any political party. So no political party, no government in this country, in our country, should neglect us because we associate ourselves with politicians, we associate ourselves with a political party, we associate ourselves with a advocate group or whatsoever, or with NGOs. No, it's not right. That's against our rights. That's against our values. There is no constitution. There is no law in our constitution that says that that spell out Gambia youths should not be in politics, youth should not participate in political gathering, youth should not participate in political activities, youth should not associate themselves with politicians. What is in our constitution? That is, we should all be empowered. Empowered by our government, by our people, by our employers, by our servants. But when you associate yourself with UDP, with PDOIs, with GMC, with GAB, with other, then the recent government will see you as a threat. Hello? That's where is our rights? Where is freedom of association? What are you telling us? That we should only support the government, the incumbency? What if we don't agree with their policies? What if we don't agree with their way forward? What if we don't agree with the way and manner they are ruling us? We have all rights to go against any politician. We have all rights to go against any government. We have all rights to go against any president. But yet still, we should not dance a tune because we are against a government as a youth or as a group. We should not dance a tune because we are supporting a particular political party or a group. We should be seen. We are the future leaders of that country. If you treat us like that, if you treat us or you see us, you know, sometimes they even inculcate these bad moral values to us as youth. If they are ruling us that way, Jammeh was ruling us that way. You either be green youth, you either be in front of Jamela convoy to club, sing, dance, or you will not be, considered. And if current government also take the same trend, Neo try. You know what can teach me? We the youths, we will also see to that. Look, if they neglect and we will be stronger and stronger. We will go against them. We will try to do a lot of things. It is not helpful for the government, neither the youths. Look, in this youth talk show, I said, I repeat, it's not going to be only me. Follow this UDP TV and media. Inshallah, in coming weeks, already I spoke to few high officials that we will bring them here to talk about youth empowerment, to talk about a proper ways, proper mechanisms, how we can change, or how we can influence, how we can bring a better system change in terms of youth empowerment. Brothers and sisters, our moms, our dads, in Inata Gambia Karola, Gambia funding Kelu, we are not considered. This is the fact. We are not considered. Near funding Kela Karo Jube, even the agenda, the policies, they are very good at writing policies. Talk to these politicians, talk to these officials in the government. Engage them. Ask them to send them some of their policies, which I got a lot of programs or policies or agendas from them, most of the offices. Read these things. When you the plans in paper, oh my God, you think that in 5 years' time, there will be thousands of job opportunities for Gambians. You will be amazed with what they write in paper. But Gambia, the hard fact is, we are good at planning, but the implementation part of that plan, that policies, the implementation part of the policies and our programs, that is always lacking. When you go to youth, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, even the National Youth Council, you go to NYSS, all these things, you look at them, you look at their programs. Near read, when they send it to you, or when you have access to their written programs or policies, you will say, wow, some youth will be, in few years, things will change for youth. But look, it always stopped there. Akadang ila okaitol da male bala. Okaitol from, in fact, the ministry example, when the youth council, good programs all that, and they need sponsors for this, they need financial sponsors for this, which I am aware most of the time before they get those sponsors, that money, the budget that they draw from the youth ministry before I can approve, it takes sometimes it even program on you for a date will be a katambil. Most of the time it doesn't even happen. Eh? And you said we are the future of the country, and you said youths are your priority as a government. If we are the priorities, if youths are the priority in the Gambia, our freedom of association should be respected. Our freedom of association with any political party, with whosoever, with any individual should be respected. But in the Gambia, freedom of association, youth's freedom of association is totally not respected. Nintol mandum political kono. If we did not support political parties, if we did not support political agendas, political associate groups, in 10 years to come, who are going to lead that country? Who are going to be the politicians in that country? When will we change the idea of all people holding our key positions in political parties in government? When will we ever change this? You have to leave us to associate ourselves with UDP, with any other political party. As a government, you have to leave us. We associating ourselves with political parties, with politicians, should not affect our empowerment, should not affect our chances. But look, Gambia, ina manang batala bake fang. Former government and even today's government, ina manang batala, associate yourself with a political party or a politician. Even though in that government, you will lose your seat. Hey, where are you seeing this? Most of we, the Gambians in diaspora, we are living in Western world countries, Germany, Italy, England. You look at their government. Some of their governments are controlled by different political parties, coalition. Come to Germany, CDU and SPD. You go to Italy, the same thing. And even in UK, you go to their party, you see different political parties. But in Gambia, in that country, the Gambia, Jammeh time, if you associate yourself with UDP, you will not be empowered. You will not be given any chance. You are even if you got qualifications, your father is a politician in that country, most likely you don't have scholarship in Jammeh time. And the same thing want to continue now. When will the youth be empowered? Ngaje Jammeh, we all saw this thing. Youth leaders were removed based on speculations that they have affiliation with some politicians or political parties. We have seen Yemol Bondila position because they are from a political party. How can we change that country if people are not free to say, if people are not free to speak their mind, if people are not free to join any political party? These are some of the things we need to change in that country. These are some of the things that is stopping the youth empowerment. Look, that's the fact. Even in today's government, Barrow's government, if you are a UDP, just clearly example, Kemo Bojang is clearly known as a UDP youth, okay, leader. People like Kemo Bojang, Barrow government will never consider them. Never consider them when it comes to key positions. Is that fair to them? No. I just give Kemo as a good example. And many of us, mantara kangola kamola, wallahi asim, billahi, wallahi, tallahi. People, senior officials from that government, this Barrow government, will call some of us, tell you, change your tune. You are good. They will even promote you. You are good at what you are doing. You know what you talk about. We understand. We acknowledge. Support Mika the youth, but maybe you should look at. You should look at a political association. Eh? I said to myself, look, if that's the only way that you will encourage me or you will give me something, keep it there. The Europe that where I am living, the country where I am living, Germany, you as a youth, as a politician, you can associate yourself with anybody. But one in a party, they don't even care which politician, they don't even know you if you go to their job places, job centers, land reserves, and all sort of things. The question never comes which political party you are. Or they don't even care if they raise them as a citizen. Spain is like that, Germany is like that, Italy is like that. Ila youth soul kata job center soul and everything apply. They are, anytime job vacancy findita or opportunity of a job position findita, you apply as a youth. You will not be questioned. More than a bouquet question gafoko for nying akanyim party card support wara abenying group card or association card. No. What they look at is who you are, your qualification. Your qualification. Ekawole chube. This wale nyanta katara in Gambia. In order to empower we, the youths of the Gambia, the government should start looking at our qualification. What we are good at. What we can do, what we can deliver, what we can bring to that country. But not to reject us because we support UDP. Not to reject us because we support PDOIs. Not to reject us because we support GMC. Not to reject us because we support GMC. This Nin nebe Gambia la foninke la nyatota di stop la. Look, you look at places like National Youth Council. National Youth Council should be an institution that government should not control them. That government should not impose certain things in them. They should be free to do their things. They should be supported. They should be empowered. But it's all to threaten them. It's all to threaten them. It's all to change their focus. Alhamdulillah. The current National Youth Council of the Gambia, they are doing their utmost best for the youths. Let's call a spade a spade. I am never against them. It's just the government, the system that is not empowering them. That is not giving them the right support. If they are supported, if they are freely, freely, even that National Youth Council alone can bring changes when it comes to youth empowerment in Gambia, when it comes to youth development in Gambia. But they are not free. Youths are not free. Youth leaders are not free. Our ministry is not free. Our ministry has been politicized. The youth ministry in Gambia, I tell them the most corrupt ministry in that whole country. Let me tell you. How many millions have been given to the government by EU, by our partners? But when I to the youths, I will change this to the youths. I am disappointed when President on Thursday, when President Barrow was at Parliament, he was bringing figures, and even with those figures, he along call a technocrats will buy a mislead can. He was bringing figures. Yep, he was only saying yep. IOM Techifi. Hey, where is Gambia government program? Yep, it's a sponsored program by EU, European Union. This is the fact. Nobody can deny that. Gambia government na budget or alka budget will be allocated for youths empowerment, for youths, Ministry of Youth. Where is that? Where is that? This is the question which we all should be asking. Anytime you ask about youth empowerment in that country, all what they have to say is we have YEP, we have TechEV, we have IOM, we have GIZ. Hello? Are we okay as a country? You are telling us that you are going, the Minister of Finance is going to the Parliament yearly and bring a budget. Within that budget, there is an allocation for the youths and Ministry of Youth and Sport. But you know what? Well, it's not enough. Yeah, fine, I understand. It will not be enough because you use all that money for workshops, programs that has no connection, consultations, all this technocrats language that you will never understand as a youth. Aliyamum program is soto. Billahi, if I come to Gambia, I am also ready to have a debate with the youth minister. Wallahi Azim. Because most of this project, this YEP, EU, IOM, we know all of them. We know how it all comes about. We know how many euros, millions of dollars has been given to the Gambia government. We know all those stuffs. But it impact, we are not saying it. If you are telling us, Barrow was at Parliament telling us 900, giving us numbers, figures that coming, Techifi project. Let's even break that down. This Techifi, this YEP, let's try to look at that also. When you talk about YEP means youth empowerment project. Okay, so project that's where Techifi is from. The Techifi program that they are talking about, that's where it is from, which is sponsored by EU also. Okay, so on they try to they're doing their best as partners. They will train some youths. If a youth will train now, they will try to give them train them for 2 months, 3 months, sometimes now 6 months for entrepreneurships, like poultry, like some businesses, gardening, and stuffs like this. But look at it. It will train 3 months for you. Just give them 50,000 Gambian dollars. What is 50,000 in business? Let's call a spade a spade. So they go, they don't even have a plot of land. They don't even have their own house. They don't even have their own shop. They don't even have their own structure. Itako, you empower them. You said you train them. You said itako empowerment. Okay? You just go take 40 people, 20 people, sit them in a classroom, train them, fine, which is good, which I am not against with. I am not totally against, I'm not totally against Techifi. But I am talking about a proper way the government of the Gambia should support these projects, these ongoing projects. Techifi, GIZ, IOM, call them, name them. You select 20 people, you select 40 people, you take them, you give them classes of empowerment, you bring some few experts in the Gambia to tell them, look, entrepreneurship, your profit and losses, blah blah blah, market price and blah blah blah. You go all, I know all these stuffs. You go through all those stuffs. At the end of the day, you give them €1,000, which when you change to Gambia will be around 50,000, something like this, 50,009, something like this. But what is that 50,000? If you give that to a youth, someone who even never get into business, someone if someone which you know that Abama besasar nga fama yele selo pal, someone which you know that Abama berentin, Abama la rentin jo fon table, someone which you know that ko ala more mala school fees, school or fon jono, ala family is in loan, in credits, someone which you know that you give that person that $50,000. You know what that individual is gonna think first? Mama I will go and buy medicine for my mom first. Man borrow $400 I will go and buying this small stuff before they get into their proper business plan. Half of the money is gone. It is not empowerment. It is not properly empowerment you guys are doing. The plan of Techifi is good, will be helpful, will be beneficiary if the government support them in a proper way. I am not lying. I will never lie. Some of these projects that are in Gambia, wallahi azim, mantra to I am not saying this to I am not saying this in to kind of promote myself, but some of these projects, some of these projects that are going on right now, in the Gambia, in Europe or in EU, these partners, these world partners, when they are before they implement any project in that country, in the Gambia, they do consultations. Most of these projects in the Gambia, I'm from 40, but I am saying the reality. It happened, and nobody can deny that. I have all proofs. Most of these projects in the Gambia, they are when they are at their consultancy stage, we talk to them. I personally talk to most of them. I personally meet most of them. I personally make video calls with most of them. Their programs, plans, vision, and their missions are very good. Will be helpful, will be really helpful if they have a very good support, if they have a proper support from our government, from our ministries. We know some secrets. You don't even need to bring all those things, because when you do that, then you are bringing some people, like kind of bringing some people out, which I will never do. We in contact with some of these partners. We try to do our best to tell them, look, in order to help the Gambian youths, you should not only be in contact with the Gambia government. You should not always put all your aims, all your eggs in one basket. Gambia government manke samuta nyoti. You bring your projects, you bring your plan, you bring your proposal to them as a partner. They will say, oh, you're welcome, we give you this, we give you that. But we give you this, we give you that. They never give you those stuffs. Never. Because do you know why? Because it only kodo ila budget. In order to support those projects, it can be used like consultancy, like workshops, here and there, traveling package and everything. Like GIZ is doing GIZ in the Gambia. A project Dole Keka in Masakonko, which is facing out in November. This project, GIZ is a German institution. Me along with the Gambia, many Gambians know them. Many Gambia, they know what I'm talking about. So, a project Dole Keka in Masakonko, and this project has been on since 2017. But up to date, they still have less than 100 people, the mill trained at that center. You are telling me that is empowerment? German project? It's not because of them. It's not because of the partners. It's not because of GIZ. Those people play their part and they continue playing their part. But they have a partnership with GTTI, through government, but GTTI. But Nini Diamuta, some of them, ila partners solo, German partners, you try to talk to them. When they come back, you sit with them, you talk with them, you exchange ideas with them. They even tell you, they need us at a certain level to guide them through to. They don't know Gambia when they are going to Gambia. So they need advices. They need to exchange ideas with people. But look, our system need to change. Pro new world partners or EU lembang, UN lembang, ECOWAS project all everything. The system, the government system, that Ministry of Youth and Sport, they need to do a lot. The technocrats at that ministry are not doing nothing. If they are doing something, National Youth Council alone should be a priority, should be something that can change that, the affairs of the youth in that country. But they are not a monetary support camp. That's the fact. That is the fact. I am even aware that National Youth Council, some of their programs, they can budget all the role, they are sent to the ministry, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and the budget will be approved. So those people, and it always late to get back to them containing approval. Those people, the National Youth Council, what they will do is they will go and look for sponsors. From EU, from blah blah, all those offices in the Gambia, from NGOs in the Gambia. Really? And you are still telling me that government, is serious about youth empowerment. We said National Youth Council of the Gambia is the body that should control the affairs of the youth. But yet still they will write programs, projects for youth empowerment, dialogues with youth, to inculcate good moral values into their brain, to make youth aware of good policies, good programs, to bring awareness to youth. They will write these projects and programs. They will send it to different for approval, for financial support. And then approve. Sometimes it is always late. Those people, they have to reimburse to try to look for other helps, means to do those programs. What is wrong with us? Hey, alin dem fa jubela bang. And sometimes this is not Barrow. This is a ministry. Of course, Barrow have a part to play. But they are almost no light. Let's call a spade a spade. Let us not politicize this. Gambia la foningel nenatita nyato. As far as the Ministry of Youth and Sport, ima bondi political issue kono. Hey, look, Gambia, we have a long way to go. Na foningel, we have a long way to go. This is a country. It's not our fault. Gambia fundingers are not useless. We were attacked by all sectors. Even our government. Now Vice President Wulta Janako, Gambian youths are useless. Oh my God. When I hear that, I nearly cry. When we are useless, we will not rock this back well. Gambian youths will back well. We are not useless. Ni useless ta ite wule na bakwela. Ni useless ta itita ye fonfa murtani bakon. Ni useless ta. They will not support you people at the time of coalition to put you in government. Go and watch all those videos during the coalition 2016 campaign. You see very few old people. Motolu Kono, Motolu Santo. Go and watch all those videos. You see very few old people. Wo Motolu Kono, ani Motolu Kan. I pay more youth for it. You guys have been lying to us. Yutola kuo bekela kuleti meyalongo mbajubela. Yutola kuo ala abekeleten. And even some of our senior brothers and sisters in diaspora, at the time, when they communicate to some of us don't mean vocal. The coalition 2016, I mean the senior Gambian diaspora people, I don't need to name anybody. When we speak to some of them in 2016, they will tell you, they will call people, they will engage with most of us, not only, but they will engage with most of us. I'll usually encourage Yela Mol call Gambia, Yekete, I'll usually encourage them, Manjutu Kodila Mankete, and we did all those stuffs. So youth in diaspora and youth in the Gambia all work hand and glove to see to it that Yato put into government with a hope that when you guys come, change will come. Nana to youth Lakarol. When you guys come, I'll tell you youth Jela has politicians, but Alba Jela has, these are people, these are the future leaders of this nation. But you fail us at all levels. When Barrow came to power, first thing I think was to bring a very young youth who knows about youth affairs and employ him and give him that position as a youth minister. Go to other countries. There are countries which 20 something years old boys has youth ministers. Why can't Gambia government do it? If you have a capable youth at that age, he studied, he knows this issue. Why can't you give them that position to organize? I swear, you people definitely fail us. Gambia did not know, the government did not know, but youth economic empowerment in the Gambia, it's definitely needed. We need youth, we need proper youth economic empowerment. Not just to give them 50,000, 25,000. We need proper economic youth empowerment plans and policies in order to help our youths. Not just to sit them in a classroom or bring them to workshop and say that take if we have grant for you, go and do your business. That's not the solution. Remember, we are youths which, some of us did not even have our basic human right needs, that is education. Remember, some of us are dropped out schools. Remember, some of us went through a madrasa system. Remember, some of us went through this Arabic school system. And we all know what that means in Gambia. If you went through this, if you are someone me alonko mu youthful, ite alquran oda malkara ite mu nying fegol nying ula kono daral. I am not trying to discriminate, but nying ula kono daral or whatsoever, or Arabic school system, most likely you end up being a mayor, a very mayor and poor village dara teacher, whereby parents will only pay you $5 or $10 for their kids to be learning Arabic language. Are these not youths? Are these youths should not be empowered? How many madrasa students, how many Arabic school students, they don't even have a proper job in that country, but they end up struggling in villages to be a mayor madrasa teachers. Why I said Maya madrasa teachers, I am not trying to discriminate, but just because the system don't consider them. And these are youths. Huge number of our youths went through this madrasa system, schools, dara system, karanta system they call it, karantaldo. All these people should be empowered. All those people should be looked after. How will you put them into the system? How will you inculcate these people? How will you empower them? These are people, they will through that madrasa system or karanta system. Ibe kebala fo fuare kono ani wo bata kono ibe la musolo nyine la fuare kono ani wo bata kono ka muso kendo fa muso muso nyima e sawala muso ka so ta ka kolebulo. This is the fact. They become frustrated. Ikalaba nyi nakido lela nyi kunkudo. Of course it is good. Ni kunkudo ka fensi ma bare mo be yalla kunkudo ni nakido is oba ka fensi mo ma Gambia. What are we going to do to help these people? How many of us can drop out from school? If you are talking, some of them will tell you are not even speaking good English. How can we speak good English when we went to a school system in our villages whereby we were taught by unqualified teachers up to our grade 9? Should you blame us for not speaking good English? Should you blame them for not achieving anything at grade 9, at grade 12 exams? No, you should blame the system. You should blame the government system. You should blame the education system. You should blame the politicians. You should blame the presidencies. How many of us, like a lucky, at village level, it's just now it's starting that some villages coming like at grade 12, some schools at some villages or some regions, you know, rural regions, grade 12 exam on earth, now they have 5 credits above. But in 10 years ago, which we are youth, in our 10 years ago, when we are 10, 20, within our 20 years, most of us were taught by unqualified teachers. The whole primary school, ikaje only 1 or 2 qualified teachers. I was a teacher in Gambia. Hello, I know this system. It's now so you want to blame those youths ko iman educate iman sobeya iman keteng because ita sobeya la because iman sobeya long kabiri dindingo iman so ila alfa lulu batale kono o alfa more time so ka tandila ko look, this is education o alfa more education long memo education na purpose the benefit of education they don't o alfa more long. So the system, the government, the then government and up to today government should be the one we should question for. We should blame them, but not the youths. Gambia funding ke luye ye katakuto beleke. Ika Gambia funding ke jele. I struggle at a village level to go to primary levels, lower basic school, aita junior school, akabo school or aita kunkor, aibo school or aita bama ko ina ko to jibandiro. We all did that. From school, there is 2 things. Sama kono from school ngata bindir. Okay? Tilkando kono from school ngata mbamala gadinot. Because without that, they will not be able to give me lunch. Without that, they will not be able to put food in the table. Pour family be balu. And how many thousands of us, how many hundreds of Gambian youths went through this system? College at the end of the day, alhamdulillah. In those village level, you are not looking for excellency reports. Like to say that I have 9 credits, 8 credits. In those days, hey, let's call a spade a spade. If you are a villager, you are lucky. You have the opportunity to be transferred, to be moved to Combo areas. In 10, 15, 20 years ago in Gambia, villagers, in order to have a good report, you need to go to Jusrat, you need to go to Gambia High, you need to go to Muslim, you need to go to schools like this. St. Augustine. And how many of we, the villagers, they will be able to take good care of us when we went to the cities? In those days, it is not our fault. This back way, this illegal migration, all these things that are happening in the Gambia right now, it's not the fault of the youth. It is the system. Stop blaming the youth. Empower these youths. Join them. Leave them to associate themselves. It's now we are feeling politics. Gambian youths is now they are feeling politics. It's now they are knowing politics. It's now they are saying what it means to be a politician. It is now Gambian youths are saying what it means to go out and vote. It is now Gambian youths are saying what it means by a constitution. It is now Gambian youths are saying what it means to defend your right as a youth. Leave us to do all these stuffs. Leave us to defend our rights. Leave us to associate ourselves with any political party as a youth. Leave us to associate ourselves with any politician. Leave us to speak our mind. If you do this, this alone is empowerment. Don't turn us down because we are in UDP. Don't turn us down because we are in GMC. Mama Kande's party. Don't turn us down because we are in PDOIS. Leave us to associate ourselves with anybody, with any politician, with any group. Give us all the opportunities that we need because that's what we vote you for. This should be empowerment. Gambia is a sad country. Youthful, there is nothing that has changed for us. Fenne fong man change ning enata youthful la Carola in Gambia. What? For 4 years, for almost 4 years now, what are they telling us? We programmed this, we planned this, we did that, we did this, we did this. In realities, are we saying that? In realities, is that happening in the Gambia? No. Big no. So let's our politicians start working. Youth need proper vocational training and education. There is no proper vocational training and education system for youth in that country. In Europe, in these countries we are living, need drop out of school. German they call it abitua. Nima abitua sort of grade 12 living certificate. Ima sort of. That doesn't mean the end of your life. Some people don't even go to senior school. Education should not be something that should trigger or that should stop our empowerment. Mobe manke karanati. Mobe manke karanati. Some of us we just have the opportunity. But we are not intelligent, sharp enough to be who you want us to be. Leave us to be who we want to be, not what you want us to be. This is another problem. The system in the Gambia want to force you to be something. Not the system is not giving you the chance to be who you want to be. Classical example that I always give is Gambian musicians. How many of our musicians in the Gambia learn to be a musician from their childhood, from school? How many of them, if there is any? In fact, what is real is this in Gambia at your at your childhood time, when you start doing these music things, start showing your talent as a child, your society, your parents, the system all will say, "Yeah, atemang femut, musician ya denkila." You know what? They want to put you into it all system owning the society. Want you to be somebody, something that you are not. But it as a child, has that early age, 10, 15 years, you start, rapping, you start being showing up to people that you like music. The society, the family, the system will not allow you. At the end of the day, that talented young Gambian youth who should be empowered in that music industry, in that music feeling, the family, the society, the system, the government all put him down. That's why they are not going. So they will still be struggling with this music frustration, musician frustration, till, one at a time. Look at all our artists. They have all been struggling for 10 years, 15 years. Just one time they can do wrong, femi kono. But look at ST. Like I remember ST, this Brikama boyo, when I was at Brikama, Bene senior school kekanya. This is early 2000. This is early 2000. Okay. Ben na senior school kekanya Brikama. Then ST was a small boy. He's still a youth. So you see to read that at that time he even struggled to get a stage. He was small. Now thinking rap at SPP for SPP for SPS lembang Brikama field dolebeye. A program organized ye. Okay, and new town and other stuffs. What time was Joko Nyel Bukama Estingul Tante World. So an infural in those days. So but ni Estingul Tarani program they used Michael. So I remember ST since that time. This is early 2000. 2004, 2005. Then he was just a small boy, but he was so good at it. Now I came from Fural Land, everyone enjoy, everyone clap for him. But look, ST struggle. Till 4 years ago, to 5 years ago, I start, because he has been struggling. Probably through family help, probably through his connections, probably through his hard working as a youth. Okay, good, SSP. Probably, I'll hard working well after the up to date. And not only ST, how many of our musicians died, by the way, like Komila Kobe father? Are you hearing from them? No. It's not that they don't want to sing. It's not that they don't have the talent, but they don't have the support since. So now later, famous, if famous, they don't have the support. Or they just have 1 year support, but they don't have the basic knowledge of being an artist, being a musician. So this is it. And not only artists. In Europe, like I said, I come back to it. In Europe, need drop out from school. Some of them will not even go to senior schools. They will drop out because their parents will come he or she is good at technical side. He or she is good at this side. They study you. Like here, since I came here, I finished it. Since social pedagogic. Okay? Social pedagogic. So I was doing intensive kekang at a kindergarten for 3 years. Okay? So now intensive inside na abanta. Social pedagogic, more study. So social pedagogic is like even at kindergarten level, you leave kids to do or to be what they want. They are at that stage of they are 6 years old, 5 to 6 years. They start, inventing their own knowledge, their own expertise, their own, their own thing, ideas, with materials, with stuffs. Bangkolem bang. play everything here. Miracle didn't castle a baker tracheal. A child will just go. It has a kindergartner or has a kindergarten teacher. You just need to observe. You need to guide. You need to counsel. But you don't tell him or her do this or stop this. No. You just even have to see the button. You observe. We lack all those proper pedagogic system within our education system, within our Entwicklung. How do they call it? Entwicklung in English? Within our development, child's development. We lack those stuffs. At primary school, at nursery school, all our teachers, our kindergarten teachers, our nursery teachers know is A, B, C, D. They go like that. All our kindergarteners know is like 1, 2, 3, or 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2. Those theories that you cannot even understand. That's the fact. Go eat food here, don't cut off school, kino domal for your va there. Yes, hey. You can condemn Vankata school because men do mala school will be diala yet. This is all what we know. This was the system. But in Europe, no, it's not like that. I am in the system here. I am learning to be this teacher. Okay? So now, but pedagogic means story that shows you how grown up nyaming. The system of pedagogic mean dealer. The education system can be inculcate to them. My brothers and sisters, we need a change in Gambia. From that level of childhood to youth level, 4 year okay by a level, where they can decide by themselves to go to soldier, to go to police, to be nurses, to go to college, to go to university. If they don't want to go to university, if they don't want to go to Gambia College, if they don't want to go to GTTI, if they don't want to go to MDI, this should not still stop them to be empowered. If they cannot pay GTTI, if they cannot pay MDI, if they cannot pay other institutions, still this should not stop them to be future leaders tomorrow. There are politicians here in Europe, in Western world. When they tell you their biography, they will tell you where they start. Some of them later study when they are settled, when they are already at the limelight. They start studying. The practical example is even our country. After President Jawara, may he so rest in peace, Yaya Jammeh, did he went to university when he became a president? No. That should tell you that we don't need to force our kids to be university students, to be whatsoever, in order for it to be good future leaders tomorrow. No. Where did Adama Barrow study? Nowhere in this world. Let's call it a spade a spade. Is he not a president of the Republic of the Gambia today? Yes. That should still tell you, we don't need to keep our youths. We don't need to focus that na youths or ndigolu nyantale ka karang. Karang beti hatale. Education is important, but that should not still stop. Mantara fokan karang mankumaya. No. But mobe manke karanati. Mobe malondo soto. Mobe tenyi karang kenola. Mobe te karang bannola. Exactly. The system of educations are different. Yeah, I definitely concur with you. But our governments, the Gambia government, need to look into ways and means. Definitely. We need to look ways and means how we should help our youth, how we should empower our youth. Let us, when we are in power, when we are in ministry, youth and sport, alinga political bondage, animu politician, they should be politicians. It's their right to be politicians. It's their right to support politicians. But woman not in the ministry or any sector in the government to put them down because a politician or a political party can't support them. No. They should not. You know, the Gambia needs to realize the economical potential and resources she possess due to the youthful population in that country. We need to really, the Gambia government need to really realize the economical potential of those youths. If you put them into better system, if you support them, you empower them, the economical impact they will generate and bring to that country will be helpful. So basically, today, like I said, it's just an introduction for the talk that we will be doing every Sunday, this time exactly, in UDP TV and Media. So, Mbalube Kumandila, Mbalube Tintula, Mbalube Jaila, follow us, join UDP TV and Media. Every day they will bring different programs, very important programs. So, and inshallah, I will be here every Sunday. Like I said at the beginning of the program, Memolu Sambala Nanja Miri Alonko, we will be talking, we will be definitely discussing with them things geared towards youth empowerment in that country. You know, really balafalem. So, fonga diamu na idea luseya, we should not just keep quiet, and we hope and pray that inshallah, come 2021, if UDP government come in power, they will look into, they will definitely look into ways and means to bring proper youth empowerment in the Gambia. And inshallah, as members of United Democratic Party, we are doing our best in terms of policies and stuffs to also write down our little ideas and knowledge regarding youth empowerment, youth policies, migration policies, and all sort of things. You know, we do, and I'm aware that our chapters and everything are doing this. So, being the case, I'm happy to join the team today to elaborate on these issues. And inshallah, with time, I will be coming live, inshallah, to discuss these stuff. So, I'll bear Barkabake in content Bakabi, United Democratic Party, new platform or UDP TV and Media. For the Jaula, brother for the Jaula, my sister Jara Ishane, you know, and everyone, Sana, and the rest of the team, you know, Mbalube Tentula, Mbalube Jela, Momorondin Kekendo, and everyone. Musa Jamme Mo Be too, you know, Wallis and other people, Melbe, UDP TV and Media. Balube Contena Byron, you know, for giving us this chance as youth to come and bring some analysis regarding youth in the country. And definitely we will not stop here. We will bring some other youths even, you know. Me along con nibe program you know, at a baile inshallah every week. Allah baraka bake, al badima, al broda, al comrade, Yahya Sonko, UDP Gas Chapter PRO, Germany.